Hey guys, Matt here. We are back for another steak battle video. We have a returning guest, Paul Ulibarri.
What?
Thanks for having me back, man. I'm super stoked. My
Jealous.
belly's been rumbling since the last time that I was here.
So we were trying to wanted to do it again last week.
Yeah.
But I actually played too good at Ledgestone. So my tea time was way late and I wasn't getting done until later. And then we have Gavin Rathbun, first time on here. So, Gavin, what we do here is we have 3 separate different steaks. We'll try them out. I'll ask you guys a couple questions, and then I'll get your guys'. Actually, we have 4 steaks, and I'll get your guys' thoughts on the steak. So this will be steak 1, steak 2, steak 3, and steak 4. So feel free to grab a fork and dive in.
Starting.
We'll start here, with steak 1.
I'm gonna get a little fatty.
So we also have a couple beers that we're going to try out tonight. This is the Irish Death. This was provided by Robert Meath.
Let's try it.
He wanted us to try this out. I guess it's a really good beer out of Idaho. Big Paul Ulibarri fan, and really wanted you to try out this beer. And then we have another beer that was formerly known as the Paul Ulibarri Pilsner, now the Simon Lizotte Pilsner. This is a local brewery here, Reclaim Rails in Bondurant. And then we just have other beers. So we'll try out the first one.
I tried it, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
It's pretty spectacular.
I'm going for seconds, in fact. That's really
If you're doing it, I'm doing it.
Do it, dig in, take as much as you like.
Oh my god.
Careful, because you'll fill up, and then
I
then
know,
your choices down the road, you'll be full, and
It
it
could
might.
vary, it could change the. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So Paul, a few years ago you had an injury, and you were able to recover from that injury, and you actually, then the very next year, you had a really good year. Gavin had an injury last year, and is just starting to recover. Do you have any tips for Gavin?
Few good tips. The first thing is, doctors are going to tell you not to rush it. It's the hardest thing to do as an athlete, not to rush it. I rushed it. Bad idea, because it knocked me down probably about 2 months of recovery time. Don't rush it, and then just stay patient. The best thing you can do is stay patient, because that not only like helps you in your recovery, it helps with your mental too. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
Try to work on things, because you can't play, that'll help you on the course still. You can go read mental books, golf books, different things like that. Watch coverage. Keep yourself motivated, so when it's time, you're motivated to get out there, and then you put double the time in. That's what I did. It was painful to, watch the World Championships or something with my foot propped up and ice everywhere. But it got me thinking, like, man, this is what I would have done there, and then it just got me super motivated for when I was able to get out and get back out there.
Nice. All right, so we tried the first one. Let's dive into this second steak here.
I'm gonna go a little bit fattier.
I'm gonna go dink. I'm gonna go dink dink.
Gavin, you may not remember, we've actually played twice together before at Ledgestone when you were an amateur. I think the first time I beat you, I was pretty proud of myself. You were this young up-and-comer. You were actually much shorter back then, too.
Much shorter.
But then you beat me the second time we played Kennel Lake the second time.
Oh, I ripped up Kennel Lake that day.
You shredded.
I did.
You shredded. And then,
Wow, that is good.
last year you were having a great season. Might even be one of your best seasons. Was there anything particular about that season that stood out as to why you were so successful?
A couple things, I think. I was having so much fun last year with my friends and just living the life of getting to travel the country and play disc golf for our career. And I had my shoulder injury, which was pretty prevalent.
How did that happen, if you don't mind me asking?
I have no idea. It's been a bother for a couple of years, and last year it got super serious.
Yeah.
Like, I could tell that it was getting serious quick. And it made me focus so much more and think about what I was doing off the tees, and my sidearm is non-existent, and I don't know. It really made me focus before my shots more, I think.
Yeah, so you had a lot of success last year at this tournament. Is there anything you're looking to try to recreate? Obviously, you know, you want to improve, maybe try to win the event. Why do you think you had so much success at this event last year?
It's a thrower's course. You don't really have to throw a sidearm. Sidearms are where I start losing strokes to people, I think. Yeah, I like to throw stilettos, and I feel like I get to throw a stiletto a whole bunch out here, and my straight fairway drivers, so like Explorers and whatnot, and I get to throw the same shot a lot.
Nice. So we've had the first two. Let's dive into this third steak here. I'll grab this nice
Ooh, like
giant
number 2.
piece
It's
that
kind
we
of a
got going
subtle-
on.
Kind of like a subtle taste. That one was kind of poppy.
Yeah, so yesterday we actually had a steak battle yesterday, and I felt like I might have overdid some of the seasoning, so I tried to bring it a little bit back today. Because sometimes, you know, obviously if you overdo too much seasoning, it can kind of ruin the steak.
So far, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Paul, you've had a big year this year off the course with winning the Bob West Sportsman, just getting engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of those two things, what are some of the biggest highlights, do you think, of your career, or even outside of your career, that you've had in disc golf, or
Like just
non-disc golf?
period?
Yeah.
Jeez. It's a lot. I feel like I've accomplished a lot of my goals. I have a few. I don't know, man. I think that I don't really like to step back and look at accomplishments at all, especially when you have goals that you're looking for in the future. And so it's tough for me to go back and be like, I did it. You know what I mean,
Right.
type thing. When I'm done, and I know I'm done, I'll be able to kind of sit back, and then I'm hoping that will be that rewarding feeling of being like, all right, I left it all out there, which is how I kind of spent my whole career, is like knowing that at the end I can sit back and be like, yeah, I did my best, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't half-ass it type thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, and right now you've got a lot of fans in the fire with your foundation, with being a commentary, you know, and doing, you know, the practice rounds. How do you handle having all of those different, you know, things going on?
I got a great team that supports me, first of all. With the foundation, I have a great team over there that they take care of a lot of things. That's a great accomplishment right there. I would have to put that one way up there with anything that I've ever done. It's just getting off the ground, and hopefully, like I said, at the end of my career, I can look back and be like, man, I put 100 people through school or something like that, through something that I did. Now that would be fantastic. But to manage all that stuff, I mean, my caddy, Brad Hammock, also a great player. He helps me with a lot of things. I mean, he makes traveling so smooth. He's there to pick me up. We have great time together. He keeps me calm. I'm able to vent to him. You know what I mean? Sometimes not in the most positive way, but that's, you know, he's great at doing those things. And so just the team that surrounds me, I feel like makes it a little bit easier. It is stressful. I mean, my weeks are jam-packed with things to do.
Right.
But at the same time, I've said this before as well, is I'm my best person when I'm busy. And so if I can stay busy, then I know I'm happy and doing my best.
Do you think you're one of the busiest disc golfers?
Without a doubt.
Have to be, right?
Yeah, for sure. You got so much going on.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. We've had the first three. Let's dive into this last
Jeez.
steak here.
Okay. I got the end guy.
This one's kind of a special treat. I'll explain to you guys
There's
that one
between those
at
three
the
for
end.
sure.
Look at that. It's almost like a barbecue taste there.
So outside of obviously you got so much going on, but do you guys, either one of you guys, really get downtime to do stuff for fun outside of disc golf? Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, Monday's your travel day, maybe Sunday night, and then, you know, Monday you're doing laundry or whatever else. Then, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got to practice, and Thursday, maybe the round starts. Do you guys make time to do fun things outside of disc golf?
I absolutely have, especially more so this year. I only get to, actually practice with the disc comfortably for these big courses and just the schedule that they have us on. Like maybe one time throughout my actual, competition week. So other than that, as long as I'm doing some physical therapy for my shoulder, the rest of the time I have is pretty free.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
And it's been my girlfriend's first year on the road, so trying to show her as much as I can.
Yeah.
She's only
Yeah.
been to, she's lived in Illinois and Florida, so she hasn't seen as much as I have.
Nice. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine just walking around during practice rounds for me to enjoy. Well, hey, here's another course.
Yeah,
Or whatever. How about you, Paul? What do you do outside of, your busy schedule? Do you find time to do some fun things?
Yeah, just like him. I mean, it's almost been a blessing to where so busy, but the injuries that I've had even this season with my shoulder and stuff has same thing, like max 2 rounds a week before the tournament, and if it's like a 4-day tournament, 1 round type thing. And so that frees up, and then I have a rest day, which is today before the tournament, where I can do whatever. Today we went out and we played golf, traditional golf, and that's been my thing that we've been doing. I try to get 1 round in a week while I'm out here. My sports psychologist recommended that a few months ago, being like, "Hey man, you're overworked. You need to find something fun," because I'm like, no, there's no fun.
Yeah.
There's no fun. I got to do the things that I got to do. Have too many things, I want to accomplish. And he was like, you gotta step back and you gotta have something fun. So we go golf once a week.
Good, that's awesome. All right, so we've tried all 4 steaks. So this was steak 1, steak 2, steak 3, and steak 4. Gavin, we'll start with you. Just give us a ranking of what you think are your...
For all of them?
Yeah.
I have this pretty easily. I really do think so. Number 4 is going to be my favorite.
Wow.
I think. I don't know why.
You said you had
Do you have a good reason why number 4?
It's different. It's different than the other 3. I feel like the other 3 had kind of more similar tastes.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 would be my second favorite. Had a little bit more of a bold taste. 1 would be my third, and third would be my 4th.
And how about you, Paul?
I think this is a classic steak right here. I love the seasoning. It's got a little bite to it. First thing that I tasted, that was amazing. This, like he said, has like this kind of barbecue-y kind of flavor, which I really liked. This one was really good. That was like something that, my family's going to make. Kind of simple, but gets the point across. Cooked really well. Great seasoning. And then this one, I forgot what it tastes like.
That one didn't stick out to me.
Yeah, I forgot what it tastes like.
Like the
I'll try it
other
again.
ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the one at the far end,
A little salty.
that one at the far end is actually what I did. We had a steak battle yesterday. Yeti created his own kind of steak seasoning and prepared it a
Really?
certain way. So the one at the end is actually just salt and pepper.
Wow.
Now these are a little bit fancier salt and peppers. This is hickory or whiskey barrel smoked salt and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we did at the end was we finished it off with a salt butter and a little bit of I don't remember what that was, parsley or whatever green that thing was. So that one yesterday was also the favorite.
Really?
And it might be adding the butter at the end.
Okay.
I feel like that might be cheating a little bit.
I think it's the smoke.
Is it?
I'm tasting the smoke part about
It just-
it because
yeah.
it reminded me of some sort of barbecue, which you get that kind of rich, smoky.
Yeah, which might be that whiskey barrel hickory smoked sea salt and pepper. The first one here is the ultimate steak and roast rub. So we have this one at all of our steak battles. It's my personal favorite steak seasoning, and so I always like to use it as the control to see if other people have the same taste buds as I do. Is it really as good as I think it is, or maybe it's just me. The second one here is Killer Hogs steak rub. So the reason I got into really doing steak videos was one winter. It was a really long winter. It was like a 5-6 month long winter. And I'm just watching grilling videos all winter long. And this one channel I watch, Malcolm Butler's How to Barbecue Right, is this is his steak seasoning. So I bought it, I tried it, I liked it, it's decent. And then the third seasoning here is this HEB, which is a grocery store in Texas. Just steak seasoning, so it's just kind of your middle of the road steak seasoning. It's actually the one I meant to use yesterday. Yeah, there's nothing special. There's nothing special about this one. You know, I guess if there's no other steak seasonings, you can try it out or whatever. It's kind of like different beers you try out. So we had a couple different beers as well. We had this Irish Death. What'd you think of this Irish Death?
I'm not a big like Guinness type of beer guy, but that was my favorite one I've ever had.
Yeah,
And
it was really smooth.
Yeah, it's so smooth. It didn't have that really dark, like bitter taste that I feel like I kind of shy away from. I haven't had one in years, but it was good. Maybe my taste buds
it's
have
like
changed.
a fancy Guinness, honestly.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I'm tasting out of it.
And then we had this formerly known as Paul Ulibarri Pilsner. What'd you think of this one?
I liked it. I told him it's like going to a Thai restaurant and getting their like Thai beer or something like that, which is going overseas a few times. Being actually in Germany, this is exactly what that beer tastes like. So it must be like some sort of
Perfect
German.
for Simon.
Yeah, Pilsner.
No, both of you guys said before we started this that neither one of you guys really drink all that often anymore. Is there a good reason for that?
Yeah, I
Hurts my stomach.
don't have time. Yeah.
There you go.
And I don't do it, work days, I don't do it. This is a special occasion, so I'm having one.
Well, you work every day, so.
Well,
It's a nice
before
steaks.
playing, I definitely don't. And then in between rounds, I don't because, I play and then I get done. And then I have commentary at night, and I'm not going to drink before that. So then it's 2 a.m. by the time I'm done. That would be pretty bad if I was pounding down some brewskis at 2 a.m.
And you're all drunk on commentary.
Yeah, but when I go
so-
home, I definitely consume some alcohol and have a good time and stuff, but not when I'm working.
Yeah. I'll drink if I go out to eat with like my girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
It just hurts most, especially beers.
Hurts your tummy.
Yeah, it can get heavy for
Definitely
sure.
a tummy thing.
Yeah, and obviously you guys are athletes first. You don't want it to affect your ability to play.
One thing about it is it's also a big time inflammatory because of the wheat and the different things like that. And so with shoulder injuries, if you have a lot and you consume a lot, it definitely goes in there and it definitely doesn't help.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you guys coming. This was Steak
amazing.
Battle Season 4, Episode 5.
Nice.
I'm hoping to continue to do more of these, throughout the next years and maybe even this year. If you guys know anyone who's interested in doing more of these, I still have a couple days this week, Saturday or Sunday, if they're available, to want to do one.
I'd say like 95% of the
I would love to do one for them. So have them just reach
You
out.
should have Simon come and,
Yeah.
and show him this.
He would
Yeah,
love
that'd be
that,
cool.
I'm sure.
So
Yeah, he would get a kick
So
out
yeah,
of that.
so typically I reached out to you guys because I know you guys. I don't like to reach out to people I don't know that well. But yeah, if he's interested in doing it, have him message me. I'd love to meet up with him and do one. But I appreciate it.
I'm going to play as his agent, though, so I'm going to have to come back tomorrow and have some
Get a
more
little
steak.
bit of these things, yeah, all the time.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And thank you.
Yeah.
These were great.
That was absolutely incredible.
Feel free to dive in, eat as much as you like.
Definitely eat a couple
I'm all
more.
in.
We gotta.
I got